hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear yourself echo?
No.
Okay, I hope your chat can't either. One sec, I want to bring up your stream. How are you, buddy? How's the morning going?
Doing good, man. Doing good. We're just watching the market, hanging out. You had me on a binge of Big Brother there.
Buddy, that's some addictive shit, isn't it?
It is actually. I now I'm like, I need more seasons of this. I've never watched it before.
Buddy, so I was like, I went through a stage because I'd never watched it before I went on, right? Like I never watched a season. It was my little sister's birthday, and she was like, "Listen, for my birthday, can you sign up for my favorite show? I'll do everything else. I'll put out all your info. I'll put it in." And I was like, you know what? That's the cheapest gift you're ever going to get from me. So hell yeah, we going to do it.
And you got on. Oh my God.
So Rand, listen to this. So I sat down. I was jacked at the time. Peeled the jersey off, sat down. My sister fired up her iPad. We took one take, and that was the last. She was like, "Thank you." I was like, "Happy birthday." So that was it. Big Brother called me a few weeks later, and they're like, "We really want you to go on the show." And I was like, nope. I was like, to be honest, like that was just my little sister's. That was her birthday present. Good luck with everything. I hope everything works out for you guys. So that was the last I heard from Big Brother. You know, I went to school. I was doing education. I was right in the middle of my finals. I'll never forget it. I was walking into it was my second final. It was human kinetics. I got an unknown call on my phone, and I was like, what the fuck is this here now? So we answered the call, and it was Big Brother. They were like, this was about a month and a half, buddy, from the show airing. And they were like, "John, we really, really, really want you to come on there." I was standing outside the Human Kinetics about to go in and write my fucking exam. And I was like, fucking do it. Never wrote any more of my exams. My highest mark that year was a 33, and that was my last year of school.
My God. So how old were you at the time when all this happened?
23. I was just coming off. I played hockey my whole life, so I was just coming off my my hockey career.
Nice. What's your favorite hockey team?
Oh, Leafs. I'm a big Leafs fan. That's generations of Leafs fans.
So I've had tons of friends when I was in college. I had a ton of friends that like were from Philly, so they got me into the Flyers. I hope that's all right.
Hey, buddy, I love it. I played with Giroux back when I was in junior. The guy was a fucking animal.
Really? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. So
we played with all because I played my junior in Rimouski. So in Rimouski I had that's where Crosby played his early days. So he was always at my training camps and shit like that.
Wow.
So it was the hockey. Those were the glory days. Everyone thinks the Big Brother days were the glory days. Fuck, man, I miss those hockey days.
The hockey days.
Fuck, I miss them.
That's what's up, man.
They were fun, man. They were fun.
Do you still?
You're young. You're 18, not a care in the fucking world, full of piss and vinegar.
Yeah,
you know
can't get hurt. You know,
nothing. You're indestructible.
Yeah. Do you get on the ice? Do you get on the ice these days at all, or?
Buddy, I'll tell you something. I had my whole life, my one dream, hockey was my thing. I put all my eggs in that basket. There was nothing else I wanted out of life really besides hockey. Mm-hmm. And my career ended due to shoulders. My shoulders got too fucked up. I had 2 surgeries, went back and signed again. Then my first fight, my shoulder popped out, and the doctors were like, "That's it for you, man. You won't play competitive hockey ever again."
Yeah.
And that was the last time. That was the last time my skates were ever on my feet.
Oh my God, that's such a sad thing to hear. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've never stepped back on the ice since. It broke my heart, dude.
Yeah, damn. Party's first heartbreak right there.
Yeah, but trust me, there have been many since, my friend.
So one of my main questions after doing this binge right now of Big Brother is I didn't know that Arlie was on your season.
Yeah.
So is that how you guys all met? How did you all meet with Kevin? How did we get to you met on that show and just stayed friends ever since?
Yes, it was. So you saw obviously Arlie went home at the hands of myself.
Yeah. That's my next question is how do you sleep at night with that dude as your roommate, bro? How has he not killed you?
I've lived with Arlie pretty much since that season, like majority of the time. And trust me, I've always had locks on my doors. I don't know if he's over it yet. I'm not taking any fucking chances, Rand.
Chat, if you haven't seen Big Brother Season 2, you need to watch it. Big Brother Canada Season 2. You need to watch this guy and Arlie. It is hilarious. I was sucked into it. I looked down at 30 episodes. I was like, how am I going to get through all of this in 2 days? And I binged myself all the way through all 30 episodes.
Once you get going, it's just
you're locked in. You're locked in.
A rabbit hole, man. It's like a fucking Joey Ingram investigation is what it's like once you start. You just can't stop.
It's like
that's where me and Arlie met. That was our first meeting, and obviously, even though we kind of started on different sides of the house, me and Arlie clicked like immediately. We're the same kind of guy. We love to have fun, like a lot of the same interests, morals, that kind of thing. And then I think Arlie was at a point where things would have been a lot different if I didn't win. If I had evicted Arlie and then it would have fucked me, I don't think our relationship would have been as close.
Right.
But he really respected the fact, I think, that I made that move and then was able to go on and navigate to the win.
For the
Anything
game.
but the win would not have set well with Arlie.
Yeah.
So that's when I found poker too, actually. I had never played a game of poker in my life.
Really?
And then Arlie had been playing for years, right? Like nothing professional, but that's how he made like a nice side income from grinding stars, from grinding these other sites. So I had a new $100,000 roll. So without playing a game ever in my life, I started playing, a few 550s, few 215s, 109s, and I didn't win one poker tournament around that first 4 or 5 months.
Oh gosh.
I'd say we pumped about 15K in there, and then I was like, maybe I might just, drop stakes a little bit or just give up all fucking together.
Yeah.
So I kind of stopped, and then season 3 happened, and we saw Kevin Martin, who was a poker professional. And when Arlie saw that on his TV screen, I was sitting there and his eyes fucking lit up. Eyes just fucking shot, and he goes, John, I was like, why? He goes, if Kevin is better than me at poker, I will be a professional poker player within 2 years.
Wow, and here we are.
2 years later, Arlie was signed by Stars, and I was like, yeah, well, fuck that. If you can do it, I'm going to fucking do it too.
That is awesome, and you guys all became friends. Like, you guys are friends with Kevin now and everything like that. That's amazing to see, like, the brotherhood that's come out of it.
It's so cool, man. And Big Brother, the people they cast, it's a different group. You know what I mean? It's people with big personalities, very opinionated, and people who will clash and make good TV. You know what I mean?
Right.
So not everyone's going to get along. Through that experience, I've met a lot of my closest friends through it. But there's also people who like I couldn't care to see or hear from again. You know what I mean? Nothing to do with them. Like great people, just not my kind of people, right?
Right. You guys just don't fit.
Without a doubt. And guys like Arlie and guys like Kevin with so much in common, it's been really cool to kind of transition from, well, 3 of us as a group within the Big Brother world to now transition to more of a poker trio. You know what I mean? Like we're starting to get known more now for the poker as opposed to the
Big
Big
Brother.
Brothers.
That's what I was going to ask. Like post Big Brother, like how does that change your life after the fact?
Crazy, man. It was fucking crazy. Canada and especially Newfoundland went fucking nuts. Because Newfoundland, where I live, is like the very east coast of Canada, like very small province. Not many people leave. You know what I mean? Like you're born, you're bred, and you're proud to be there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when someone goes away and does something on national television, holy shit, does the province get behind. Like I'll never forget Canadian Idol. We had this Newfoundland singer. He wasn't even that good, but never fucking went home because Newfoundland was on the ringer 24/7, making sure that guy had the most votes in Canada.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was like I couldn't rent right out. I couldn't go home. I was trying to go into the mall to buy socks. Couldn't go into the mall. I had to get my mom to go in. I had to just pretty much lay low in Newfoundland for a while because it was just people were hauling over on the highway, man. Back up the highway, getting pictures of me, and I was just like, "This is insanity."
Oh my god! How did that affect?
I realized too.
Yeah.
15 minutes of fame is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like that shit goes pretty quick. You know what I mean? Like
It falls off, yeah.
The next summer and just pretty much back to normal.
Really?
Like, no, not like back normal. I'd still get pictures taken and stuff, but
yeah,
nothing
like it was. Yeah. Do you feel like that, like psychologically, did that have an effect on you? Like, was there a roller coaster of emotion there going through all that, or?
It destroyed me, man. It put me out for a number of years.
Yeah.
It's a very different dynamic, man, and a very different experience when you get taken out of the normal world, and everyone thinks you're in a house. Like, you're not in a house. You're in a set inside of a massive warehouse. Like, it's a set. Yeah, that's what it is. And there's all production on the outside. You know what I mean? And there's your set. From the outside, all that whole thing is just straight up wood.
Yeah, it reminded me of, like, what was that movie where the dude's like living in a bubble in TV and like the whole world's fake? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, your chat's gonna know right away.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The chat'll know.
Truman Show.
The Truman Show. Yeah, because I could tell when they were outside doing their thing and there was crowd out there. I could tell you guys were like in a house within a warehouse.
It was strange, man, and you get lost in that, man. That becomes your reality. That becomes. After I was 71 days with zero contact with the outside world, never saw one face besides my father's that one time, and production. If production were into film, it was only happened during competitions, and they had ski masks on and all black outfits. So we never saw.
Oh my God.
We weren't allowed to talk to us. We had no pen, we had no paper, we had no games, we had no TV, we had no radio. We had nothing. We were completely cut off. No one know what fucked up it was. They wouldn't even tell us what time it was. They tried to we were trying to figure out the time by how we used to go outside. They controlled when we went outside, and outside was a little tiny hot tub area, very tiny, with like big pillars going along. So you're in a cage.
I was gonna say, was it even? I couldn't tell from the show. Was it even outside? Like, could you see daylight?
The outside is not outside. It's fake. Where the pool is fake. Where the hot tub is actually outside.
Okay, so you could get some sunlight at some point.
When they wanted to, but they could have locked that door and kept you inside for as long as they want.
Oh my God. Dude.
So, Rand, we went out one day and we were trying to tell what time it was. What time of day it was by where the sun was. And we came up with 2 p.m. So what we did, being smart, you know what I mean? Like fucking smart, but we went in, we set the oven. Yeah, and we were like, we figured it out. We have figured it out. Rand, we woke up the next day. They had the oven reset, and we were locked from outside for 3 days.
What? Oh my God! What type of a torture program?
They drive you mad.
Yeah, because I bet it generates even more content and conflict. You know,
alcohol, man.
Yeah.
They sometimes they'd give us, a few beers, and then they take the rest away. Sometimes they give us they'd put out a whole platter of alcohol. We'd be feeling everyone having a good time. We'd go back in the storage room, all the alcohol was gone, and we'd be like, "What the fuck? Like, now you're fucking with this too? Like, this is insane."
What did slop taste like, dude?
It was fucking Randy. It was terrible, man. It was terrible. So, to be honest, some of my best health was when I was on slop, because it's like solely what it is a bunch of vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, what you need in like a paste, in like a paste form. So it's almost like eating plaster mixed with a little bit of oatmeal.
Oh God!
That's what it's terrible. It's terrible. Oh, it's a question from your chat about how crazy it would have been to be in the coronavirus season. I can't imagine what they went through, because we canceled our last season, Randy, because of coronavirus.
Really?
They were like a month in.
They were a month into it.
Imagine in that house, everything's all fucked up, and then over PA, Big Brother comes on and says, "All right, you guys have to sit down. The season's over. The world is shutting down. We don't know what's going to happen. Production is done for this season."
Oh
imagine that going through your head. Holy
that's
shit.
Real panic. You think the world's ending when that happens.
That's it. No, I look back at when 9/11 happened and Big Brother was happening too. That moment when a group of people who are so cut off from the outside world, and a major world and life event happens, it hits differently. It hits more scarily. It hits because there's so much unknown.
You have no contact with your family to talk it out or anything like that.
You don't know. And I think one of the girl's uncles actually worked in the Twin Towers or something like that.
Oh my God.
So it's a different world in there, Randy, man. It's fucked. It's fucked up.
Right. And then, like, how did that affect you socially when you got out? Like, now you're able to contact people again. Were things weird? Were things weird with old friends? You get a lot of uncles coming out of the woodwork after you win like 100K. I'm your cousin, John.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of friends too. They're like, "Hey, Pardy, want to go for a beer?" Like, but I haven't talked to you since grade 5. Like, what? Now we're getting a beer, are we? But Randy, it was eye opening, because you know what? It brings a lot of people out of the woodworks, and it forces you to keep your circle close. And it fucked me in a way too, where I felt a lot of pressure on myself. I felt a lot of pressure that Canada now knew me as, you know, the goofy newfie. They knew me as big goofball John. They knew me as like funny, always happy, like. And I felt like I could never be sad if I was out in public. I felt like I could never be upset. I felt like I could never. I felt
like you were trapped in a role.
Exactly, and that's tough to feel like you always have to be on, and that took me years to get over, Randy. It took me years to settle into who I actually was, and to not worry about the perception of, and again, a whole nation,
right,
from what they saw from an edited TV show.
That makes a lot of sense, man. And were you doing like I'm sure a lot of people come up to you and they want you to act a certain way, and like
without a doubt, everyone's like, newbie hundo, and I'm just like, fuck, I'm not feeling well. I don't want to deal with this bullshit right now. Like, good to see you. Thanks for watching the show, but like, I'm not fucking being your little dancing monkey here
every day, every single day.
Every day. And then Randy, my cope was drugs. I fell heavy into that rabbit hole. I fell heavy into that for years. Got addicted to cocaine, Percocet. Well, Percocet started after my last shoulder surgery, so I started that. But then it was cocaine, Percocets, and Oxy was what I did to kind of get away. You know what I mean? To kind of, even if you're not feeling well, buddy, if you're all whacked out of it, you're gonna be Goofy John. You know what I mean? You're gonna be fucking Goofy John.
To almost force yourself into the character. You know what I mean?
And that's what it was. And it was a problem. It was to the point where many nights I thought it would be my last, lying on the bathroom floor, not knowing if the next morning I was going to wake up, that kind of thing, right?
Right.
And I had many day ones. I had extremely, many day ones of you wake up, today's the last day, but by 3 p.m. I'd find myself in it again. But then you go to bed and you're like, tomorrow is the last day, and you wanted to get out. But I realized addiction is what is the craziest thing I've ever had to overcome or deal with in my life.
And it's probably so much harder with the fact of like, after Big Brother, are you doing like appearances and like people are trying to keep you in this character? You can't almost
everything, man. And even then I started doing like paid to party and stuff like that, and that just made it all go downhill even worse.
Faster, right?
Quick, right? And everything was at your fingertips, like whatever you wanted, it was there. Like everyone just wanted to do it with you, like to have a laugh and shit.
Right.
Nobody cared if it was fucking putting your life down the goddamn tube.
At the end of it, right? Nobody cared about the after effects. They just wanted to be at the party time.
And that was it, Randy. And then trust me, buddy, it was fun. We had some fucking fun. We had some fun times, and we fucking partied.
Yeah.
But I'm so thankful for the turning point for me, Randy, was the Thirst Lounge.
That was my question. What was the turning point? The Thirst Lounge.
It was the Thirst Lounge. I went down to the Thirst Lounge. And I don't even know if I'm supposed to be saying this. I don't know. But I went down to the Thirst Lounge, and man, I think I didn't have a cent, Randy. I had $0 to my name. I was about $40,000 in debt. My credit was fucking shot. I was living on my friend's couch, trying to stream from their computer. with $0 to my fucking name.
Right.
And then I get picked for this thirst lounge. So I had to borrow $2,500 off my dad to even get down to the project because I didn't have a cent to even get down there.
Wow, that's amazing though, and how life-changing that project's been and helped you. Like,
I message Bill, man, at least once a month and just tell him how grateful I am and I was for that opportunity, and how much. Okay, now listen, there's fuck all I can do for Bill, but I tell him if there's ever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there's ever anything I can do for him, I feel like I'm in debt to that man. And another one is Elliot Rowe. Like, I went down to the thirst lounge. I'll never forget. Like, Arlie, before I went, he said, "Pardy," he said, probably if you go down there, maybe you shouldn't like drink and shit for the first little while. And I was like, "What do you think? I'm an idiot? I'm not going to drink, obviously. Like, I'm there for the opportunity. This is my make or break."
Yeah.
I was shit-faced the first 14 days. Absolutely hammered to the point where Bill was going to send me home like twice.
Really?
In the first little while, I was just a shit show, buddy. I even found drugs down there.
Oh,
like,
sure. I'm sure.
And that was like the first little while. And then I had the meeting with Elliot Rowe.
Yeah.
And I talked to Elliot Rowe, and we talked a little bit about my life. We talked a little bit about the point I was and who I was and who I wanted to be. And without sharing a whole lot of that conversation, everything he said resonated with me. I don't know if it was the way he said it or the points he hit, but whatever that man did, I walked into that room losing my addiction battles every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked out, and I haven't lost a day since.
That's fucking amazing.
And Randon, then it was just clarity. Then it was just a whole new lease on life. My relationships got better. My family, I became closer with my family. Like, wealth has fucking, and it's just everything fell into place. I feel like once I made that decision or something clicked, that this is not how I'm going to live my life.
Right, and it seems like you found purpose in something to like strive for to keep you away from it now, you know?
I really do, and I feel, Rand, what blew me away was when after the Elliot, I started writing blogs, and I started being very open about my struggles and very open about my past and what I'm going through and who I am, like, as a person. Like, this is not... You think it's just Big Goofy John? No. This motherfucker's hurting. This motherfucker's dealing with a lot of shit. This motherfucker's not in a good place right now.
Yeah.
And when I actually let loose and I let people see who I really was and what I was really going through, and when I was honest, the feedback, the support, and the people who are in very similar situations, that gave me a purpose, Rand.
Right.
That gave me being able to help other people who are struggling with that same thing. That I don't know. That made me feel like I'm here. You know what I mean? I overcame that.
I mean, I understand you to an extent. I don't ever want to say I fully understand where you come from in that extent, you know. But like, one of the things I look forward to firing up this stream every day is like, I didn't grow up rich. I didn't get in the cannabis industry because like, oh, I got a bunch of money and I want to be in the cool club. No, I did it because I needed money in high school. Like, that's how I paid for college. I paid for my college 2 years in cash. You know what I mean? So like, when I'm learning how to invest right now, I feel like it's almost somewhat of my duty to, like, when somebody comes in here and they're like, I never saved before I signed up to Robinhood, I'm starting to save, I'm seeing a little bit of profits in there. That hits home and resonates with me super hard because I'm like, why didn't anybody teach me this 20, 15 years ago? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we fucking learned about matrices and fucking long division and bullshit.
I sewed a pair of underwear.
Yeah!
what was that as a class?
Like, teach me how to make money so I can buy my own fucking underwear. I don't want to stick in underwear and shit.
Yeah, so I mean, that kind of resonates with me. Like, I feel like I found a little bit of a purpose doing this because, like, I got to a point where I'm like, all right, I don't want to run a job anymore. I've got a little bit of money coming in. I don't need to go work for other people that much anymore. You know what I mean? I do need to make income. I'm not rich. You know what I mean? I've got one rental property, and that's it. I got enough to pay my bills. I still need to bring money in. I still need to grow. I have a lot that everybody I feel like has a lot they want to do with their life, and it'll probably never be enough. But like I felt like this was a fun way to spend my mornings. You know what I mean? And it's become something really interesting.
Like when I wake up, like you're the first channel. Like, well, I'll roll out of bed, I'll grab my phone, like I'll see if Rand is on. Like trust me, I don't understand 9/10 what the fuck is going on here. 9/10, but I really enjoy it. And like sometimes I'll come in like you're just talking about like Bitcoin and shit. Like I just literally within the last few days have started dumping money into the crypto.
Yeah.
So you've done a service to me as well, my friend, with the stuff that you're doing, and I'm sure people who are a lot more known to the stock market, like this is just, it's almost like people playing poker. You know, Kevin will play poker, and someone when he was chatting, they'll be like, "Man, like I've been watching your stream, and then I just have my first bink. Like, thank you."
Yes.
Like, I feel like you're on that same level with the stocks. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, absolutely. And like likewise, I love your guys' poker content. All of the group that you guys have been working with, Arlie, Bet on Drew, yourself, Kevin, you guys are putting out amazing, consistent content.
Respect, my friend.
Like on fire. You know what I mean? You got and not only is it like amazing content, you guys are consistent. And I think that's like the biggest part of this game is being consistent and holding it down for your community. You know what I mean? And
consistency is everything, my friend. And that's and I'm Randy. You've been in Twitch a lot longer than me too. Like the community that you have, like your staples. You know what I mean? Like the people who they become your friends.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is like I wake up every morning and I'm so thankful for the internet to be able to connect me with all these great people that fucking 30 years ago we never would have been able to meet.
You know I say it all the time. It's an amazing place. How else would I ever be locked in my basement right now in a pandemic where I haven't left my house and still get to interact with everybody and have friends and stuff?
It's a beautiful thing. Now, you know, that's fucked. It's fucked too. But like,
yeah.
Thank God for being able to connect people around the world like that.
So, like Thirst Lounge, how did you like? And that's where you met Bet on Drew, right? Which is in the chat. Bet on Drew out there. Shout out to Bet on Drew out there in the chat.
Now, me and Drew are complete opposites.
Really?
Oh, buddy. Like, so Bill flew us to Texas. He flew the 10 to Texas. Before the Thirst Lounge started, just to kind of meet, to mingle, to meet Bill, to get contracts signed, just talk about the project, that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So Drew, I don't think in Texas said one word. I'm pretty sure he had the same backpack on. He had his backpack on. And I remember, and every single time when there was a group and everyone was spitballing, shooting the shit, Drew would just be over there like a goddamn sponge.
Soaking on your...
Oh, just taking, and you knew he was paying attention to every fucking conversation, too. Every single one. So Drew intrigued me. And here was Jon. Fucking Jon was butt naked, like fucking windmilling around, fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like shit-faced every single day. And then there was Drew. So Drew really intrigued me. And then when I got down to the Thirst Lounge, I think Drew kind of saw it as I see a lot of potential in Jon. I think that I can really compliment him well, and he can kind of compliment me with bringing me out of my shell a little bit, and Drew with like getting Pardy's goddamn shit together.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful every day for him as well. He's helped me through. He's helped me through a lot of times in poker, outside of poker, you know, real life bullshit stuff. He's gave me a kick in the ass when I needed it. I never had a lot of those people around, Rand, because like I said, I was a party guy. Nobody cared.
Right.
You know, nobody, as long as Jon was getting fucked up and having a time, nobody cared about how Jon was at 10 a.m. the next morning, or nobody cared about Jon's career in 5 years. Nobody cared. And again, I'm not being like, fuck you guys. I'm just like,
yeah,
understandable. Like, was I thinking about fucking Timmy's fucking career when I was doing coke with Timmy? Like, no,
yeah,
I wasn't, right? But he always had. He's one of the first people in my life who always had my best interest at heart, and I felt that. So meeting him was a blessing. And fuck man, that Thirst Lounge was great for Jon's life. It was just.
That's really awesome. I did not know that, and that's like another great thing to hear.
And then me and Drew have been pretty much with me and Drew. We kind of we kind of, I don't know, we kind of connected immediately because we both came from, when we both went to the Thirst Lounge, we were both like not in great positions in our lives, and we saw it as an opportunity, and both of us were hungry. Me and Drew were hungry to make something out of this Thirst Lounge opportunity. Some were there for vacation, some were there for fucking to get Bill's money, you know what I mean? We were there to really make a name and really make this project the best that it could be. And I think you felt that through the content we put out, through Drew's streaming hours, through his scores. Like
taking the words out of my mouth, man.
Exactly.
As a viewer, you felt that. You could feel that yourself and Drew were putting in the time and trying to go extra on the content, you know? That
fires me up, Randy, because that's what we wanted. We wanted to come out and be like, we're putting in the work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We want faces.
And not like you could tell some people were doing the minimum, doing the time on stream when they had to, and just happy to be in the situation. And then you could tell there were people like yourself, Bet on Drew, and there were, you know, one or two others. You know, you got why is my mind blanking right now? Oh my.
Well, I'm not throwing any names out. Like, y'all, what you want to throw out?
No, but you know, you can tell that you guys worked on content and the side contests and the side betting and things like that to like keep it lively and keep the content going around it and the excitement. You know what I mean? And that was one thing that excited me to keep up with it. You know.
Oh man, that's really cool, man. And we tried. You know, there was times at Thirst Lounge where we used to wake up and be like, "What the fuck are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is this project even? Like, does anyone even care? Like, do we even care? Like, you know what I mean?" But then it was we'd log on to Twitch and we'd see the community. You know what I mean? We'd see people there. We'd see people who were excited to come spend time with us, and we're like, no. This is 1 year of our lives. If we don't feel it for us, like we do it for them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we don't do it for us, we do it for people who's been behind this project, the people who have come in here every day, showed us support. That's who we do it for.
That's really powerful. And again, I think I could see it towards the end. Like, was there a frustration towards the end with you guys? And like some people
the project blew up.
Yeah, people were putting in more work than others. I feel like some people didn't think it was going anywhere, where some of you guys had the vision to understand what was being built and that you weren't just going to be Big Brother overnight. You know what I mean?
Some of us didn't have a choice, man. We didn't have a choice. Me and Drew didn't have a choice to fail.
Right.
We had to succeed. Other people were in spots fucking that they had a bunch of savings. They were going back to their fucking lives. Like they had their kids and their fucking husbands. And they were just, you know, they were content. Yeah. This was a side thing. This was mine and Drew's life. Like we needed this.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear that the content showed how much we wanted it. But it did come to a time, Rand, where we said, what the fuck are we doing here? Why are the people who are putting in the most time getting rewarded the same as the people who are not doing a fucking thing? And I was like, this doesn't make sense to me. And I didn't want to be like, fuck you guys for not doing work. I was like, get up to our level. Let's fucking do it. Like, get up here. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And then Rand, we just didn't reach that point. And then there was a few months left of the project. And then it came to a point where it was, okay, this project's going to have a dead stop in February. Like, it's over. It's done.
Right.
I needed to start looking at then, okay, when this project ends, now how do I structure the next few years? So the last 3 months for me was the move to Vancouver. You know what I mean? It was the try to start building up, working with different sites, trying to find a way where I could be okay once the Thirst Lounge was over.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a grind too. You know, that I almost compare it to looking for a job. Looking for a job is a fucking full-time job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Making sure you're presenting yourself well, having your resumes up, just trying to even find the place to turn it in and who you want to work with, you know.
And then here and back, like the amount of companies that I've messaged and just fucking still to this day have never messaged back. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know the feeling well, brother.
And it's discouraging. It's discouraging, but you can't stop, because I guarantee you, we have a lot of big things to work for 2021. And I realized that just like poker, just like life, it only takes one. It only takes one person to believe in you. It only takes one company to be in your corner. It only takes one opportunity to come your way, and that's life.
Yep. No, abso-fucking-lutely, man. Absolutely. That's some strong words. Now, did you guys feel like, and this is kind of what I felt like at the end of Thirst Lounge, I always thought, and I was saying this with my chat while I was streaming, and we would always talk about it towards the end, like what's going to happen. I always thought Bet on Drew was going to like host the next season. Were you sitting there so frustrated at the end as a group? You guys were like, we need to continue this somewhere, and that's how you guys got into a house together. Like, how did you guys lock down on we're going to keep this going with an exclusive group of us?
Me and Drew knew that we weren't done. Me and Drew weren't content with the project's success. We weren't content with our success. We weren't content with where we were. We knew we could do more. We knew we could be better. And we both had the same goals of getting to the top or trying. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I can tell Drew's a very strong-willed, determined person.
It's almost fucked up, Randy. Like I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. I am, fucking no willpower, fucking smoking weed and eating McDonald's every second day, and there's Drew fucking in the lab, fucking eating celery and shit. And I'm just like, buddy, you got it figured out, my friend. You got it figured out.
That's the inspiration that people like. That makes me at the end of this interview like, dang it, I'm going to eat a little healthier today. You know what I mean? Like,
me too, but I'll eat celery and I'll order McDonald's. So it's like, fuck.
You're only cheating yourself. That's what I tell myself every time I do it. I'm only lying to myself. Like my fiance, when I tell her no, I didn't get McDonald's, like I'm lying to me, not her. You know?
She don't care.
She doesn't care. She doesn't care. You know.
But it was, and then Arlie, obviously, me and Arlie, since Big Brother, we've lived together on and off like for a long time. We always said we'd live together again once I was in a spot to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. So then it just worked. Arlie streaming, Drew streaming, me streaming. We thought we could have some good vibes in a house together. So that's what we did.
Yeah, the after house that you guys had was as fun or better than Thirst Lounge.
I've enjoyed it. At least in this house, like the people that's in your house, you really enjoy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can tell that. And again, you guys are putting out quality. You're thinking about it beyond like, what hours do I need to just play poker? You guys are doing so much beyond it.
Big focus in 2021 for both me and Drew as well. We've this is going to be a very slow month for me because we're locking down a lot of very exciting stuff in 2021.
Dang. Anything we can talk about on this stream or what?
Not yet.
Not
yet. But it's coming, man. 2021 is going to be a big year. It's going to be a big year.
That's awesome, man. That's really good to hear. And like, are you guys sticking together as a group? You feel like this group of content creators?
Me and Drew together. Like I say me and Drew because me and Drew have been working me, Drew, and Arlie are the big, but me and Drew have been working very close together.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Drew definitely have at least another 1 or 2 years of working extremely closely together. We'll always work close, but I mean like living together and making that sort of content, right?
Right. I like it. Like, so do you?
Well, I hope he feels the same way. If not,
do you guys like going into that like content creation business and stuff that we're all into here? Like, I guess we've already touched on a little bit, but like how hard was it to get these sponsors for you and things like that? Is a lot of the grind? Can we talk about a lot of the grind people don't see on the back end? You know what I mean?
It's a lot, man. You know, I've been a big since, and I might have just stuck this in my head because I left school for like a fucking reality TV show. But I always stuck in that life is all about the hands you shake, not the grades you make.
Mm-hmm.
One of my biggest things I advocate for in anything is networking. Like I had a girlfriend who was an actress, and she was like saying all these things like she does, and I'm just like, well, how's your networking? She's like, well, I have like a few friends. I'm like, well, that's not good enough. You know what I mean? Like you need to network within your industry, and that's how things happen. I think an organic growth from networking and a friendship, and casual drinks or a casual hello, how you doing? If you need anything, I'm here. That's how the most structurally sound relationships form, in my opinion. So the biggest thing for me was when the Thirst Lounge started, my biggest thing was network, meet people. Holy shit, Bill's over across the island with fucking that guy who owns Virgin Mobile. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Dan Bilzerian's over to Bill's right now. Like, how do I meet these people? How do these people know my name? And then, like, how can I give to them so someday, like, hopefully they can give to me?
Right. How do
You
you,
know what I mean?
how do you provide value to others in your network
Exactly.
so
If
that
you're
it's
not-
returned to you in the future, hopefully?
and Rand, too many people nowadays are looking for the handouts, are looking for, here's how you can help me, or their main purpose is you help me. I'm doing this, so you help me.
Mm-hmm.
If you go in with true intentions and the true heart of, I want to help you,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to come back. That's just how the world works.
Right. No, absolutely.
It's just it.
And with your content creation and everything you guys are doing, like, are you noticing, like, do you guys focus on, like, specific platforms? Like, is Twitch your main go-to? Do you guys ever YouTube videos?
Twitch is the main go-to. Drew and Arlie are heavily into the YouTube videos, like the recaps and beat runs or bad beats. And Arlie's getting a little bit creative with, like, I think the guys like putting together content of like really good stuff where it's like certain hands or like from 0.3 big blinds back to like 85, like putting together some really good, cool videos. I just don't know for poker outside of like fucking Nemi and Owen and stuff. I don't know how valuable the YouTube platform is.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, and again, fucking hell yeah, I love the boys hustle. Like I'm not doing it, so respect to them. But I think, take care, Swanson. Oh Jesus Christ, it's not even my chat. I'm on an interview here. Look at me fucking answering. I'm watching your chat answering chat.
It's all good. I love it.
What were we just talking about?
So just like content creation in the different platforms, because that's one thing I find hard is like, how do you manage all the different platforms and how you connect to your audience? Like, do you find yourself like giving preference to connecting with people at a certain, like on Twitter or over Facebook or anything like that?
My biggest I took a week off social media. Social media can fuck with my mind too, because I love, like, when I wake up in the morning, I look at my fucking Twitter, and a lot of Twitter is just negative bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. I only have it right now, like you said, to connect with people and to have that, because it's the main source of connection of the biggest platform for networking for anything. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So so I do use Twitter. Instagram to me with this fucking mug don't do much for me. You know what I mean? So that that takes a little bit of a back burner. But Twitch is my main, man. I'm trying to find ways to really grow a community here and really try some new interactive and bring some new things to the table,
Yeah, absolutely. That's you guys are definitely doing some amazing things. That's why I wanted to have you on. I was so interested in the come up, and like you've just seems like your life, you've had such a great roller coaster ride.
It's been nothing's been static about it. That's for fuck.
It seems like you've been able to try a lot of things and see a lot of things, and like, I guess since we do investing or anything like that, what as we come to a close here, what are you invested in? What are you looking at? What are you?
Oh, Rand, this is what I'm talking about.
Where do you see it going? Where do you see investing going for yourself? Where do you want to put your time and money?
Last week has been the only time everyone's talking about now. What was it? They just said fucking one sec. What was it? Singapore Bank's about to launch digital exchange, fucking mutual life insurance, putting 100 million into Bitcoin.
Yep.
I'm just like, okay, this is gonna be the way. Like this is the future. But now I'm thinking, like, okay, so yesterday I just took 9K and I put it into crypto.
Mm-hmm.
So I put like a little over 5 into Bitcoin, like 2 into Ethereum, ETH.
Yep.
And then a little over 1,500 into ADA.
You got a little bit of that ADA sprinkled in there.
People have been talking about the ADA, man.
That's my feeling. That's why I hold it, because I looked into the creator and all the projects he worked on. Like, he helped launch the Ethereum project. And when you watch this guy speak and everything they're doing, not just him and how he speaks, but how he conducts himself working with universities, and everything they're doing is peer reviewed, and they've got university papers going out on all of it. It just seems really that one seems interesting, but it's like a penny stock, so who knows.
For sure, if we can get, but then again, like I'd like to dump, like that's one where I'd like to throw a little 10K ball in there and just see what it is in 2024. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have any equities? Do you own any stocks or anything like that?
I don't even know how do I even begin that?
We're gonna have to get you in.
What, so do I have to go to like my bank and get like a trading account or something?
I don't know. Maybe Chad can answer that the best, because we do have a lot of Canadian viewers here. What's the best Canadian brokerage for John to get started into equities and stuff?
Because like I'm looking at everyone fucking Tesla and shit, and I'm like, get me a little fucking Tesla.
Cash App. Keela says Cash App is a good spot
do
for
we
it.
even have Cash App in Canada?
I don't know if Cash App's in Canada. eTrade.com. I don't know. Keela, I don't know if those are Canadian though.
Yeah, I think Com is pretty American.
One thing I have learned this year that goes really well with poker and investing, I've noticed this thing that a lot of people on Wall Street also play poker. And one thing I've noticed that like goes over really well between poker and trading is bankroll management. And
for sure.
And bet sizing. You know what I mean? Like making sure you're not like shoving all in on one thing. And
because there's always going to be that river card to say.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like trying to trade this year, I made so many mistakes. Like they're saying in chat, ADMA, I shoved all in. Like, this is the future. And it goes down and bam, your account's locked, And
you're like, well,
yeah.
Well, I just like right now. So like, I had a question for you too. So I have through Bitroo is where I'm holding my ADA.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, look at this ADA up a little bit. Oh, yeah, buddy.
It is.
So right now, like I go to trade it, or I go to withdraw or deposit, and it says it is not supported for now.
You can't withdraw it or trade it?
I think I can trade it. I can't deposit or withdraw ADA right now. Bitroo.
That's really weird. I don't know about Bitroo, but if you own your cryptocurrency, you should definitely be able to send it somewhere. That's for sure.
I don't think there's any. I'm going to show you here. I don't think there's anything here that shows.
I buy
any of my information. Because look, watch. Can you see my thing?
Yeah.
Watch. Boom.
Oh wow, yeah. It gives you a little can't do anything with it.
Now, see, that's the shit. So what I've done, Ran, so that this morning scared the fucking titties off me.
Right.
I was like, fuck that. So I bought a hardware wallet.
Right.
Off Trezor.
I'm about to buy them myself.
Trezor, and it's just, buddy, I'm just like, fuck having my fucking money in these sites that I don't even know about.
Exactly. It needs to be in your possession, in your wallet.
My control, and that's what I'm excited for, man. When that comes to transfer all my coins over, it's I'm excited. I'm excited to have that because that scared me. Now, like, what do? Do I just when's it become available again? My money's less.
Yeah. You've lost money. Now you can sell, John. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that's weird. I use Crypto.com to buy mine, and then I send it over to a wallet that I store everything in.
That's it. That's very interesting. I want to play around with it today and just see, or I might email them or tweet them and just be like, "Yo, what's
up with this?" Yeah, I buy mine off. I bought my ADA off Crypto.com.
Okay.
Which is like another exchange. I don't know. They could be. They might be allowed in Canada. They might not. I'm not sure. But I was able to send it off of there. I do know that. But all these exchanges are super. That's the thing with this is like. All the stuff is super kind of like gray area right now and wishy-washy. You don't know what exchange is going to make it, what cryptocurrency is going to make it. So
for sure,
I don't know. It's risky. It's definitely very risky. I feel
the least risky. You're thinking probably Bitcoin, correct?
Out of all cryptocurrencies, yeah. But even then, I have even this morning, I have such reserves because it's so new. Like we can't go to McDonald's and buy a burger with our Bitcoin. You know what I mean? I can't go to a restaurant and spend it. I can't go into Walmart or my grocery store. And that's like a big problem to me, you know what I mean? And the governance and how Bitcoin doesn't really get updated, like there's no real like. It's great that it's decentralized, but how do we, as technology evolves, who's working on Bitcoin to keep it up?
Exactly.
at the top.
And to continue to make it strive like it is.
Exactly. And so that's...
Look, Manny, the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put majority of my, I'm just going to do 1 year. I think this year,
see how it rolls.
majority of my income, wherever it is, I'm going to park it in Bitcoin. And then 2022, start again, like putting it in, whether it's real estate, whatever, that kind of thing. But I really want to make a push this year, build up the Bitcoin to between, say, 50, 100K, and then just shut it down until 2025.
Man, I would suggest sprinkling in some diversification in there because...
Excellent. So what would you like? Do you mean within crypto or outside of crypto?
Outside of crypto completely. Like, just
Okay.
because here's the thing, man. When Bitcoin goes down, all the coins go down. And one thing that I've learned this year, and this could be different with anybody else, it's really stomach turning when you have all your eggs in that basket like that, and it pulls back 10%. It's a stomach turn to watch that money evaporate, you know. But when you're diversified and Bitcoin's not, you know, crypto's not 100% of your portfolio, if it's like 20 or 10%, well, when the rest of the portfolio is doing all right and crypto pulls back 10%, it's not as painful. And
because you still have your other assets.
Yeah, and I feel like I've been able to look at things with fresher eyes. Like even when I was in the stock market, going all in on a couple stocks and feeling that stomach turning pain when they would pull back. Now that I'm spread out over here, when something pulls back, I look at
your portfolio.
Yeah, this is my portfolio here. I look at it with different eyes because this is only one share of Skyworks. It's not really affecting me too much that I'm down $5 in it. Maybe I want to buy it instead of sell it. Maybe I want to buy while it's down. Whereas if I'm like all in on Skyworks and it's that stomach turning pullback and I'm already losing money, it's hard for me to make the decision to buy more when I should. I should be buying when it's down, selling when it's up.
Without a doubt.
You know what I mean? So that one of the hardest things I've learned this year is to control my emotions. And I feel like it goes well with poker, you know? Like learning the math, learning, like, you know, one of the best things about, you know, people ask me, should I go to a poker like coaching training site and watch videos? And I always say no, like get a personal coach, because 99% of the problem in poker is somebody needs to beat the mentality out of you of your gamble or the wrong emotion you're having at the wrong time. You know what I mean? So I think having a one-on-one coaching, I think it's the same for equities and stocks. Like learning yourself is the most important thing. Learning how to control yourself, your own emotion, and, you know, reading the cards as they lie, and knowing the odds. You know, knowing the math behind it, because math doesn't lie, and that's the hardest thing.
So what? Okay, so I need to look in now into opening accounts to trade on the stock market.
Yes, I would say get in the stock market before you get into cryptocurrency for sure.
Okay.
Just because it's more traditional and like you can get cash flow off of it, and you know it's not as stomach turning. Like I have, and I'm definitely a guy to do as I say, not as I do, because 50% of the money I have, you know, I got 5K over here in equities and I got another 5K in Bitcoin, so I'm like, I'm like 50-50, but I'm also sitting here this past week like, man, I have too much money in Bitcoin. I'm sitting here looking at the chart every day. I don't want to live my life staring at the Bitcoin chart. You know what I mean? Sure. And the only way to stop that is to like back off a little bit and not care about what's in there. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Fully agree. So I'm gonna find a way now to open a trading account.
Yes, sir. That will definitely.
And then we're going to talk again. I'm going to come back on here and you're going to teach me how to fucking trade.
We'll have to touch base again in the future, my man. We'll have to touch base again in the future. Dude, I love it. I thank you so much for coming on today, dude. It's been amazing. I had so many questions, and then watching Big Brother brought out so many more questions. I was sitting there like, how does this dude live with Arlie? And then you cut him from the show, and I'm like, oh my god, how has Arlie not killed this guy?
Oh, buddy, I'm sure, you know, I won't take food from him. I don't take drinks from him. Just in case.
I love you guys, and Bet on Drew and the content you guys have put out since, man. It's been amazing to watch. That's something that is really inspiring, to like watch the roller coaster, and you guys push through everything. Bet on Drew with everything that he went through. And to come out the other side, like to keep fighting, you know what I mean? I think that's one of the most important things I talk about on my stream is to just jump the hurdles, man. Every day there's going to be a new hurdle. You got to just jump it and move on, dude. And the day we stop learning is the day we actually pass.
That's it, man. Like I said, there was while I was trying to beat addiction, there was many day ones. Every day was a day one. We failed a lot, but eventually that day one stuck.
Hell yeah, that's what's up, brother.
Don't give up. Rand, thank you so much for having me, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Have a great day, my brother.
You too, brother. We'll see you later. Peace. That was a fucking good one, chat. I really